Hello, hello. Happy Monday to one and all. This is your girl Megan from the Hood Astro Queen to all of my returning subscribers. However, if this is your first time joining me on today, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way in because you know you want to. Now, I do not specialize in tarot readings, but every now and then I get the inquiry. So for those of you all who are interested in tarot, I know a bomb-ass tarot reader by the name of, well, her YouTube name is Logic with Lovely Lee, okay? But her name is Leah. She's really good at what she does, and she's actually having a tarot flash sale with lots of different specials, lots of different deals. Her prices are super affordable, and I'm not saying this just because, like, I don't know, like just to talk, but she's really good. She's really, really good. She's very knowledgeable. She's spot on. She actually does my readings. So, like, yeah, I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard, y'all. So hit her up. I'm going to put her info in the description box. So if you are interested in booking your tarot readings, be sure to go to her. You won't be sorry, I promise. And so I also want to explain the way that these free readings work for my newer subscribers. You can submit an entry, meaning your birth information in a question or a particular area that you would like insight on. You can submit that to me at any time to my email. However, each month I am only going to pick 5 free readings, okay? And if I don't get around to your reading that month, you have 2 options. You can either wait, and I may or may not get around to it because I can't promise that I'm going to cover every single person who writes into me. However, if you do want to sort of guarantee that I actually look at your chart and give you the answers that you're seeking, then it would behoove you to actually book a paid reading because I do prioritize my paid clients first, okay? But this is just a way that I like to show my appreciation to my subscribers and my Astro family. So, you know, that's just that on that. So now that we got the church announcements out the way, let's go ahead and get started on today's free reading. I believe this is free reading number 4. So after this, we have one more to go, and that's going to be it for the month of October. I mean, October is almost over, so like I'll be selecting some more shortly. So today's free reading is going to come from a person who I'm going to call them M just for the purpose of this video. And they wrote in saying, "Hey, my name is M. I was born on July 27, 1999 in Long Beach, California. I have social anxiety and I like to know more about myself. I was wondering what career would be most suitable for me. I'd also like to know about my Saturn placement that's in Taurus at the 16th degree." Okay, so with you being born on July 27th, 99 at 10:37 p.m. in Long Beach, California, this makes you a Leo sun, Aquarius moon. And you actually have a lot of Aquarian energy as you are also an Aquarius south node with your Uranus conjoined to your south node. You also have your moon and Neptune in Aquarius as well. So we're going to touch on that in a little bit. Now, starting with your social anxiety, the first thing that popped out at me is the fact that your Venus is at the 5th degree and it's in its natural home of Virgo, okay? Placed in the 6th house as well. So this right here can create a person who is overly aware of themselves. They can be rather hypercritical with the fleeting sense of happiness and can be geared towards pessimism as well. And with your Venus forming a quincunx to your Aries ascendant, it's quite possible that these feelings of anxiety are going to naturally just be triggered when you're working with or when you're dealing with other people, okay? And, you know, Neptune and your moon are also forming a quincunx to this Venus. So, and this kind of further reinforces this sense of either social awkwardness or social anxiety, as it can directly impact the way that you're relating and you're interacting with groups of people, because that's that Uranus and Aquarian energy, groups of people. This is largely due to an inability to integrate your identity, right? Your inner sense of identity into the outside world or your outside environment. That's a lot of that Venus and Virgo energy. However, taking it back to this Aquarian energy, with you having a loaded Aquarius south node, and your moon and your Neptune, as well as your Uranus in Aquarius, this could naturally make a person that's all about friendship as this is like a more social sign. But however, if afflicted, it can produce a person who feels alienated or disconnected from the world around them, disconnected or isolated from friendships. You might have even been involved in friendships or groups of people to where you're like the outcast. Maybe it's intentional, maybe it's not intentional. Maybe it's just something that you feel on the inside, but perhaps it could have been a way that friends and other people have made you feel too, like you don't belong, like you're a loner almost in a way, or you just feel almost like you feel like you're from another planet, you know? So that's definitely prominent. Like I see that quite often with this configuration. Your moon is also forming a conjunction to your Neptune, which that aspect in and of itself can make for somebody who feels isolated or who feels like they're in their own little world the majority of the time, right? It could also bring or reinforce this theme of feeling like victimized by groups of people. So maybe you're used to being outcasted, or you're used to being even talked about or treated a certain way, to where you kind of internalize that. I mean, this could have been early in childhood, especially with the South Node. This could have been early in life. And now you're just at a point, you know, as a young adult where you're naturally, you walk into a room full of people and you're like, oh my God, are they talking about me? Are they doing this? Like, you know, so there's that too. And then that also kind of goes back into that Venus in Virgo thing too, because you're naturally going to have a very overly, like you're overly concerned with the way that you're being viewed on the outside, or the way other people are perceiving you. You're placing a lot of value even on the opinions of other people too. So it's just kind of like, especially with Libra in your 7th house. So it's kind of like a combination of these things. I can definitely see how it can make you very socially anxious. And with your 6th house also dealing with your health, I would even advise that you go see somebody about that, or seek some type of therapy. They can help you come up with some tools. If you know, that's what you want to do, that can kind of help you out with that, you know. So yeah, there's that. And, you know, I know that this configuration could be particularly difficult for you, especially with you being a Leo sun. And because it's naturally going to make your sun opposed to your moon, and it could feel like you're being pulled in 2 different directions, because the things that you need for your own ego differ from what is going to naturally make you feel secure and comfortable emotionally. Because Leo is one of those signs that gains most of their confidence from attention and from interacting with other people, because they're the star of the show. They're, you know, very comfortable with the spotlight and being the center of attention, and, you know, are very comfortable in their own sense of creative abilities and their own identity. So I know that this can kind of make you feel like you want to be that person, but sometimes it could just feel like, yeah, maybe not. I'd rather not. Also, because you were speaking about your Saturn in Taurus, and it's in your 1st house, and you were wondering how that plays out. And that could actually have something to do with your, I guess, maybe not social anxiety, but Saturn and Taurus can produce a person who plays it safe. So let's put it like that. So in your 1st house, this could even deal with you, like, let's say you're in a group of room full of people, right? Instead of like networking and really getting out there, introducing yourself and being like this super social butterfly, it can make you rather reserved, somebody who, like I said, likes to play it safe and kind of just, you know, stick to what you know, and just, you know, I'm just like self-contained and I'm just gonna chill, like, and that can lead you to miss out on opportunities, you know. So keep that in mind. Now, Saturn and Taurus, another way that this can manifest is there being karmic issues involving your financial stability and security. It can also bring about hard lessons by way of money and self-esteem, and even your values, you know, and like the way that you view yourself, because it's in that 1st house. It could also result in you being kind of materialistic and superficial. It can also point towards you losing a substantial amount of money if you're not practical and prudent in the way that you're saving and spending your money. It could also make you very resistant to change. And like I stated before, this can cause you to miss out on opportunities. So, there's that. It can also lead to physical problems like health issues by way of like your throat. So we're talking throat infections, tonsillitis. You might have noticed that you have quite a bit of thyroid problems or something with your neck, issues with the neck and the throat. There could also be issues with food, weight, overindulgence, especially with your Jupiter in your first house of Taurus as well. And with Venus, because Venus governs Taurus, with your Venus, remember, in your sixth house of Virgo, this further reinforces there being like a lot of focus on health. Or if there's not, there needs to be a lot of focus on health for you. So you creating routines and creating your own kind of little biorhythm and paying a lot of attention to what you put into your body and exercising and creating order for yourself. All of that is like, or maybe they're like, I guess you could say more healthier ways of channeling a lot of that nervous energy that comes with Venus and Virgo. So, keep that in mind. Also, Saturn in Taurus can produce a lot of desire or maybe even an inclination towards accounting, business. Like these could be possible professions for you, because I know that's another concern that you had as well, is like what career paths could be the best for me. So those could be a few things that actually interest you. Also with Gemini in your second house as well, you could gravitate towards teaching. That can also be reinforced with your sun and your Mercury in your fifth house of Leo. You might like kids a lot. You might be somebody who's naturally, good at conveying or breaking down things to other people. That could also be your Venus and Virgo too. But yeah, you could like to teach. Professions that deal with the media, maybe journalism could be appealing to you as well. And it could be a way that you can make some money. Cancer is also in your fifth house, which can point towards jobs that deal with food, real estate, and hospitality. And your midheaven is in Capricorn, and it's trining your Venus in Virgo, which deals with you having a job that, or a career profession that could involve a lot of servitude. Okay, so we're talking healthcare. You could definitely be big into healthcare, especially with Venus in Virgo. Your sixth house deals with your everyday work environment as well. So, maybe you might be interested in some type of health profession, but it could also deal with you having a career in the military even. I've seen people do law enforcement with this configuration, admin assistants, teaching. I mean, this also kind of reinforces teaching being a possible career option for you. So those are some of the main prominent career fields that I feel like you could gravitate towards in your chart. But of course, if you have any more questions, just hit me up, email me, and I'll be glad to further discuss some of your interests and some possible career paths. Because trust me, I understand how that goes, being a young adult. I understand. So yeah, that concludes my free reading. You guys drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of the reading. Let me know if you have any similar placement and what has been your experience with these placements. All right. And until next time, make sure you practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And as always,